Hey everybody, welcome to the Coach's Corner here on 104.9 The River. I'm your host, Montana Finley. Our guest this week, head coach of the Marion County Warriors, Coach Pruitt. How you doing today?
Good. Thank you.
Thanks for coming back on.
Thank you for inviting me.
Once before. At this point, you guys are 4-0. I mean, what are you seeing from your team thus far? How are you stringing together these wins?
Well, I think seeing some maturity. Because we had a 2-week COVID that we were totally away from them, 10 days. We didn't play for 2 weeks. So the fact that they stayed together, the fact that as far as we come back, we're more ready to play than we thought we might be. Had a little bit of rust first of the game against Bledsoe, especially defensively, but I think they played well for pretty much 4 quarters. Same thing the last week. So felt pretty good about the maturity of the football team, and that's what it takes, that and staying injury free.
And I did want to ask about the COVID shutdown. The whole school system shut down for 2 weeks.
Right.
Besides that, you guys didn't get hit as hard as South Pittsburgh or Whitwell, where they had multiple games in those first few weeks canceled. Was there anything that you guys did in preparation? Or?
I don't think so. I think basically when you get the COVID deal, it's more from when the student body gets back in the building, because I mean we've been together all summer. We went 2 days to Birmingham. We stayed 2 nights in the field house. Practiced ever had nothing, no problem. We started back to school, and then we had school a week, and we were having some positives. So, when you bring the 500 back together like that, and they've been all over the place, for the summer or whatever, vacation or whatever, and then you bring a lot of different traces back. And so I think that was our biggest deal. Now that we're back, in a routine, I think it's much better.
And what are you guys doing to prepare? Is there any kind of preparation in place to keep from?
We still have social distancing. We still wash every day. We still spray. I mean, it's a constant, and it's it wears on the kids because they hear every day the same thing. Which we're back in the mask mandate in school, and it went from 6 to 3 foot and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's something we may have to live with for a long time, maybe always. But more and more of our kids are getting vaccinated, and I don't know. I would think that would have to have something to do with it. Of course, also some of them had it, and so. But anyway, it's always something that you're always scared every time you get a phone call, especially from the principal's office.
And one of the games, I believe you only had to drop one game in the
we did.
That was Tyner.
Yes.
Right? And that's being made up.
It's been rescheduled for next week, and the other one was the opening we had with South Pitt.
Okay. And is it tough to fit that back into your schedule, to reschedule Tyner, or is it?
Well, we were very fortunate. They didn't have to do that. This is twice that they've done that in the last 2 years. This year, you can just make the team forfeit, and they could have done that. So we're fortunate. We'll take it anywhere they'll square it, anywhere they'll stick us. So for them, it may be a little bit because it is the Friday before we leave to go on fall break. So,
do you worry about not having enough games under your belt to going into the playoffs? Is that a concern?
Well, we should go ahead when the playoffs get here, have 9, and that's all we had scheduled anyway. If we don't have any other hiccups. Right now we play, last week we played a team that had played 6, and they were 5, they were 4-1, they played 5 and we played 3. So they had 2 games on us. So that's, you'd like to play, you'd rather be even, but at this stage, we'll take whatever we can get.
And is there anything that you can do to kind of, I guess it makes those games count a little bit more when you don't know how many you're going to get to play? Is there?
Well, you just got to take them one at a time and see what happens. Because you can only, we only worry about what we can control, and right now it's the next ball game.
And we'll get to that. We'll get to the next ball game. I did want to talk about the first game you guys had. You guys started out 47-0 against Grundy County, and that was the 300th win. I know you played it cool the last time you were on here. Was there any extra emotion behind it?
Well, it was. I could. I'd be lying if I said it hadn't been a goal for a long time. And it was. It was mixed. The whole emotion was very good. I felt good for my family. I felt good for my wife, our kids, the whole 9 yards. Biggest thing about the kids, they don't have to worry about people talking about it anymore and all that over their head. But, yes, it was very satisfying. I've been very fortunate. Good Lord's kept me healthy, and I've been around good people, got to coach good kids who have laid it on the line, and I feel very, very blessed.
Is that one that you think you'll remember for a long time?
Oh, yes, it will be.
Are we shooting for 400? Is 400 the goal?
We're shooting for the next one.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll break down a few more games from the start of this season here, and then we'll get into this matchup Friday. This is the Coach's Corner.
They're back. Western Sizzlin' is now open, offering kitchen menu items including their new grilled Atlantic salmon. Or enjoy side items like fried okra, baked potatoes, macaroni and cheese, a new salad bar, fresh baked yeast rolls, and dessert choices. At Western Sizzlin', full catering service is available, as well as parties of up to 10 per table. For their to-go customers, Western Sizzlin' is now offering delivery with dinnerdelivered.com or curbside pickup at 423-942-5777. Come on by and give Western Sizzlin' a try and enjoy their new hours. That's right, Western Sizzlin' is now open 7 days a week, 10:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Western Sizzlin', located just off I-24 at exit 155, 1130 Tennessee Highway 28 in Jasper. Western Sizzlin', they can't wait to serve you. And don't forget, now offering delivery with dinnerdelivered.com or curbside pickup at 942-5777. Western Sizzlin'.
B&B Recycling is proud to support the Coach's Corner. Committed to providing honest and quality customer service under new ownership, Paul Blevins and crew are waiting to fulfill all your everyday and commercial scrap metal needs. For prices and hours, call 256-437-9999 or find B&B Recycling on Facebook. That's 256-437-9999 and ask about free container services for commercial accounts. Back to the show. We're back with the Coach's Corner. We had Coach Pruitt from Marion County. We were talking about the first game against Grundy, the 300th win. We got that out of the way. On to the next one. I did want to ask, you mentioned it a little bit, the game with Bledsoe there. Kind of look very different styles of offense in the game. You guys were very fast-paced and scored quickly. Were you prepared for them to come out with the slow, kind of just chipping away kind of offense?
Well, Bledsoe is very good offensively. They got a really good offensive team. They're not, they're good defensively too, but offensively they're very dominating. Don't make many mistakes. Quarterback throws the ball at the right spot, picks the right people. He doesn't make mistakes. He's a very tough kid. They're a tough football team mentality-wise, but they don't play a lot of kids. But they're very. And we knew we had our work cut out. Defensively, we knew they was going to make first downs, but as you get down the field shrinks a little bit, and we kind of bend but don't break type deal, and we were able to do that, and very pleased with that, and we felt like we had more players that played than they do, and we felt like that we needed to lean on them and make it a physical game up front, and our offensive and defensive lines did a very good job, and we do have some speed, so when we get in the secondary, good things happen for us.
And I was going to ask about that. How many guys you had to kind of sub in and out on the defensive side of things when they're taking these long drives?
Well, we rotate some folks in. We pretty much keep the same secondary in, keep the same linebackers in, but up front, we rotate. We're a little deeper there than most teams. We'll play 3 sets of defensive interiors, and we'll play 3 DNs, sometimes 4 DNs. So, I mean, if you can just get 3 or 4 plays below, you can go back in, and that's been real good for us. And I will say we don't have to play, we can mix some folks up on our kicking game, which a lot of people plays a lot of their, which we're going to play our best ones on the kicking game, but we're still able to get some folks a breather.
And I also wanted to ask, because it was 10-10 at halftime, and the final was 31-10. You guys kind of took over in the second half. What'd you tell your team at halftime?
Well, we felt like it was right where we needed to be. The second half and the second quarter, we felt like we had been pretty physical with them, and felt like that the second half could be ours from a physical standpoint, and that's pretty much what happened. It helps at the first play we broke it, and that has a lot to do with it. And so then we had a good stand defensively, and then we basically had a 98-yard drive, which was not about 4 or 5 plays. So when you're looking up and you're 7 points behind, and then they get it back, and 3 or 4 plays later you're 7 more points behind, that has that's very good for us as far as our demeanor, as far as our feeling, the whole 9 yards.
And it felt like an energy out there with the sidelines, and
Right.
certainly the student section.
Oh, yeah.
They're always fired up, so I feel like it's not hard to get the energy there on the sidelines. Just last week, you guys played Forrest,
Right.
and that was 42-15. Kind of what'd you see in that game?
Well, we knew Forrest was probably the best defensive team that we were going to play. They pretty much sold out to stop the run, to start the ball game. And we, our first 2 or 3 passes, or maybe 2 out of the first 3 passes were big chunk yard plays. So, the fact is that then we were able to get people in the secondary and do good things. And really and truly, it was 42-3 when we started subbing. So it was probably the most complete game for 3 quarters that we've played. They made us punt the ball 3 times early, which our kids didn't flinch. We told them that there are going to be some games because people do different things to get 10 men in a box against us. Mm-hmm. And they're going to do that, and there are going to be some times that we have to make an adjustment or 2. And we can throw the football better than people think we can. Mm-hmm. And, we've had different people playing quarterback and this and that because, they can throw the football, but we have played him a lot at running back, and because that's his natural position. And so, anyway, I thought we caught the ball well, we protected well, and we've worked on throwing the football a good bit this week. We do every week, even though we haven't thrown it very much.
Mm-hmm. And I meant to ask about that. I wouldn't imagine you would need to go too far into the playbook if you can just hand it off and
Sure.
take it for an 87-yard touchdown, no problem.
Well, they did a good job stopping us. We would get 1 step away, they'd make a good tackle, but they basically had 10 men in the box, 10 men up there, 5 yards from line of scrimmage. And we're going to see that a lot. We know, but I just think if you do that, you're picking your poison, because we got some kids on the corners that can run. Mm-hmm. And and Riley, Tay made a perfect throw on the first touchdown. Riley, just run by the kid, made a great catch. So, that's I'm sure we'll find different people that do different things as far as from an offensive standpoint. We have a kind of a unique offense. People don't see it. And it's a very physical one because we got some 300-pounders across the front, which that's why we're in this.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure I know the answer, but you guys are currently 4-0. Max Preps has you ranked 4th in the state in 2A. Do you ever check anything like that? Do you ever check the standings and keep
Really, no. People tell me I don't check. I'm not that guy that I don't read the newspaper very much. It's not because I'm anti-newspaper. I don't, I think basically you got a windshield to look out of and you got a mirror to look back, and so we want to look forward because we want to be 5-0 come Monday. Mm-hmm. And by doing that, you got to stay at an even keel. You got to get better each week. And I think the good thing about this football team, we're not near as good as we can be. Mm-hmm. If we'll continue to work, we can be a whole lot better in another month. We got to stay healthy, and we got to stay focused. I thought last week's preparation was excellent. Pre-game, the day was excellent. This week will be a challenge because, the team doesn't have that 4-1 record. This is homecoming. You played well last week. Your supporters are going to tell you how great you are, not realizing that, that sometimes that's not a good thing to tell them. Mm-hmm. And so we got to keep them, focused and worried about getting better.
This may just be a fun question. What does game day look like for you? Kind of what is your routine on Fridays?
Well, I always get here same time. We come in here. We have our kids' first block. We lift on game day. It's more of a stretching, getting your blood flowing type lift on game day and that kind of stuff. They go to class. We want them to have it as much as normal. We don't let them hang out here during class and all that kind of stuff. They go to a real class. It's always a long day for me. When they get out here, we talk a little bit, go eat pregame together, come back, usually have a walkthrough, come in and lay around, we tape and have everything is regimented. You're doing this at a certain time, this at a certain time. We own the first group's out at a certain time, second group's out, third group, we all fill a certain time. National anthem, the whole 9 yards is pretty regimented. All I got to do is look at the wall. We know what they're doing every 5 minutes. We're wearing this color. If we're traveling, we're wearing this color on the bus. We get there at a certain time, we walk the field, all the 9 yards, whether or not we're wearing pants. All that is pretty much, their day is planned, mm-hmm. every minute of it. Okay, I think that makes them where they're not in the wrong place at the wrong time because I don't have a real short fuse. My fuse is pretty short on Friday. They don't need to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So that's pretty much, we try to talk to each groups and all that kind of stuff about, what to watch early and all that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much, I try to have everything ready for me on Friday night. So when I get up, all I got to do is put it in, get up here and I think every coach has a routine. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it. I guess I'm pretty bored.
Well, we learned one thing, and it's if you have a question for Coach Pruitt, save it for Saturday. Don't come ask him on Friday because he may send you walking away.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we're going to take another short break here. We got a matchup coming up Friday night that we're going to talk about when we get back. So watch these ads. We'll be right back.
Harbin Automotive, located at 570 Micah Way in Scottsboro, has over 600 vehicles in stock and guarantees with Harbin's value pricing. Any customer can rest assured they're paying the lowest price anywhere in the nation on every model line that Harbin has in stock. Providing a range of new, used, and certified pre-owned vehicles, anyone at Harbin Automotive, from the knowledgeable staff of the Business Development Center to the fully staffed finance department, all Harbin employees can help customers find the price and style they're searching for, while the service department department can get that new car ready to be driven from the lot or the showroom in a matter of minutes. Shopping for a new or used vehicle can be a big decision. However, that doesn't mean it can't be one that's enjoyed by everyone. Visit Harbin Automotive, 570 Micah Way in Scottsboro, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. till 7 p.m., Saturday, 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Call 256-259-6400 or shop online anytime at harbinautomotive.com. Make the short drive and save at Harbin Automotive, Scottsboro, Alabama.
I look to the tower for vision because someday I'll have to send him to college, and I want to be ready.
We look to the tower for strength because cash flow sometimes doesn't flow at all. You need a strong partner behind you.
My family looks to the tower for innovation.
Well, that and lollipops for the children.
Look to the tower. Tower Community Bank. A higher standard. TowerCommunityBank.com.
B&B Recycling is proud to support the Coach's Corner. Committed to providing honest and quality customer service under new ownership, Paul Blevins and crew are waiting to fulfill all your everyday and commercial scrap metal needs. For prices and hours, call 256-437-9999 or find B&B Recycling on Facebook. That's 256-437-9999 and ask about free container services for commercial accounts. Back to the show.
Hey, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. We got Coach Pruitt here at Marion County High School. This Friday, you guys take on Tellico Plains. They're currently 3-2. I have some questions. I know you probably don't want to give too much away going into the matchup, but have you had a chance to watch some film on Tellico?
Yes, Tellico's improved. They got a lot of kids back from last year. This is one of those times where we've just got through with two big football games. It's homecoming. It could easily be a trap game. Tellico's coming in here. We beat them pretty good last year, but they gave us some problems early. So, you always got to get ready for the next one because it doesn't matter if it's Tellico, Tyner, Bledsoe, whoever's coming in here, it's about us. Mm-hmm. And we got to get better and we got to be ready to play, know our scout report, know what our game plan is so we can play fast.
And what do you expect to see from them?
Well, Tellico has thrown the ball around a good bit. And they go from a power I to a spread. They'll be empty. And so has a lot of difference as far as what you think of, but in their power I, most of the time they're two split ends. And so they throw the football out of the power I, they usually just play action so they get maximum protection for the quarterback, and they try to get you one-on-one. So I think that's going to be a challenge to our corners, and our corners are good cover people. We feel like they can cover people one-on-one, so, that's not something that, we take lightly, but that's something we feel like we can handle, challenge.
And do you know any of their guys, like what numbers, the names?
Oh, yes. I know the numbers better than their names, but number 11 was a really good linebacker last week back in the 13 vote. 24s are tailback, receiver, moving around, big kid, has good speed. Number 4 is a good receiver, catches the ball a lot. Quarterback, number 2, he's the best athlete on the team. They let him make a draw, he throws around, they try to get him involved. And offensively, they have got some weapons. Defensively, they played up very physical last year, and so it's not going to be a hiccup, it's going to be a football game.
When you have a quarterback like that, this is just a question I genuinely have. Maybe someone would say this is a dumb question, but when you have a quarterback who can run the ball effectively, how do you game plan for that?
Well, I think against someone like this young man, if you just rush 3, which some people do, it gives him a lot of time. And he can move around and create more time. Okay, so I think you mix it up. I think you gotta give him some pressure, but you gotta be careful with your pressure. You need someone to spy the quarterback. brain pressure some because of the fact you don't want to be man to man and him running the ball and everybody on his back and quarterback. So, I think that's not a real big secret or anything like that, but he is mobile. He can run the football. We want to be able to get some pressure on him with our regulars in and with our passing defense, kind of the more DBs in now, and get more speed up this too. So it should be exciting.
And then you mentioned it was homecoming, and you were kind of telling us the challenges behind that. What do you have against it being homecoming?
Well, I don't have anything against it. I think you find out how superior your football team is, but if you lose the football game on homecoming, I don't think a lot of that other stuff is near as important. There's not a whole lot of people who want to go to homecoming game if you don't win football, and all the other festivities, which is good. It's good to have people coming back on campus that's not here all the time. But the bottom line is we need to take care of our business when it's right.
And then what are you kind of telling your team in practice this week? And what are going to be your, if I can, like keys to victory?
Well, it's kind of old school, old cliche, but if we tackle, we have tackled pretty well, but if we tackle, if we take care of the ball, it's all about the ball. And if you don't give up nothing big in the kicking game, I think we're a pretty tough football team. If we don't tackle, we don't take care of the football, and we have a breakdown, a block punt, kickoff return, anything like that, it can be a 14-point swing, then it gets pretty exciting, not the exciting point we want.
Not the exciting Warrior fans would like to see. But you guys have had that kind of excitement, the Warrior fans like.
We have won the kicking game, I think, in everything we've played so far. As far as won it or even, really close. We didn't, but it can happen any night.
Well, that'll be this Friday night if the Warriors are taking on Pelico Plains. Well, 6 o'clock. What time it is?
Pelico is here. It'll be 7 o'clock.
Here at 7. I did have one more thing I wanted to ask about. South Pittsburgh had a surprise coaching change, and I've just seen several people on social media and just hearing people say that they wouldn't mind seeing you guys trying to figure out a way to schedule each other. How would that work? Is that a possibility at this late in the season?
Oh, this year? No, I don't see any way that works this year. The playoff will be. You got to remember, we're scheduled to play. We signed the contract. We were ready to play. We have not called any of those shots. So I don't see. We got a game every week, and you got to worry about the ones we got.
I get that. I've just seen people asking about it on social media, so I figured we'd come to you and ask what it would look like, but probably not this year, everybody. If you're one Marion County, South Pittsburgh to play, maybe another year. Well, I appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming on. If you missed the episodes throughout the week, you can find us on YouTube, Coach's Corner -TN. Find us on Facebook, same Coach's Corner -TN. And until next time.